There's a moment, somewhere around your 50th birthday, when your body stops trying to be your best friend and starts behaving more like a tired colleague counting down to early retirement. You might not feel it overnight. No sudden gray wave, no dramatic limp. But under the surface, deep in your blood and tissues, your cells quietly change their priorities. The maintenance crews get sluggish, the repair teams start showing up late, and the defense systems that once kept you humming along with youthful resilience begin to lose interest in the daily grind. Welcome to what scientists are now calling the aging inflection point, a biological shift that may redefine how we think about midlife. This concept isn't just poetic, it's molecular. A large-scale proteomic study recently revealed that around age 50, there's a steep and sudden rise in dozens of proteins linked to inflammation, immune dysfunction, cardiovascular damage, and metabolic disorders. Not just one or two bad apples, 48 distinct proteins that surge together like a chorus of cells clearing their throats to say, "We're tired now." The coordinated nature of this spike suggests that aging isn't a slow, even slide, but a step function. One day your body is in full maintenance mode, cleaning up molecular messes, defending against rogue cells, and keeping inflammation under control. And the next, the system begins a slow structural collapse. Gerontologists have been quietly whispering about this pivot point for years. Dr. Judith Campisi, a leading expert in cellular senescence, often describes the 50s as the decade when damage accumulates faster than we repair it. Up to this point, the body still has enough stem cell vigor and mitochondrial firepower to patch over the cracks. But after that inflection, the cracks get deeper, more permanent. Cellular waste starts to pile up. Immune responses become unpredictable, too aggressive in some places, too sluggish in others. Even your DNA expression patterns shift, as epigenetic changes begin locking genes into long-term patterns of decline. What's particularly sinister is that this mutiny happens without your consent, or your awareness. On the outside, you might still feel energetic. You're running meetings, raising teenagers, planning vacations. But internally, 1,000 tiny rebellions are brewing. Your blood vessels stiffen. Your white blood cells lose their training. Your liver starts mismanaging cholesterol like a bad accountant. And your brain, still sharp on the surface, begins to lose efficiency in glucose metabolism, setting the stage for future cognitive dips. It's not that any single system fails catastrophically, it's that they all begin to drift out of sync, subtly dragging each other down in a kind of physiological group project gone wrong. One theory is that evolution simply never designed us to be biologically robust much past 50. From a reproductive standpoint, the species doesn't need you to stay optimized beyond that point. So the systems that keep us youthful, hormonal regulation, tissue regeneration, DNA repair, were never built for longevity. They were built to last long enough to raise the next generation. After that, the decline isn't a bug. It's the program finally running out of updates. But here's the more hopeful part. Just because this inflection point exists doesn't mean it's irreversible. Scientists now believe it's a fork in the road, not a cliff. If you catch the shift early through blood work, biomarker testing, or good old-fashioned lifestyle awareness, you can take action. Interventions that target inflammation, enhance mitochondrial function, or rejuvenate stem cells are no longer science fiction. Drugs like metformin and rapamycin, intermittent fasting protocols, strength training, meditation, and diets rich in polyphenol and omega-3s have all been shown to modify the same pathways affected by that age 50 protein surge. In other words, the mutiny may be brewing, but it's not a coup yet. You can still buy off the rebels with smart leadership. You can retrain your immune system, upgrade your metabolic efficiency, and coax your genes into friendlier expression patterns. But only if you know what's happening. Only if you accept that midlife isn't just a vibe, it's a molecular event. So if you're hovering around the half-century mark and wondering why your body feels a little different lately, not broken, just off, now you know. It's not in your head. It's in your plasma. And while your body might be plotting its own gentle rebellion, you still hold the keys to the command center. The question isn't whether the shift is happening. The question is whether you'll respond to it in time.